So once you come to know this, rest all things you can do on your own. We want to establish relationship between input and output for any given system. A system is always a continuous system. A system is always a physical system existing in reality. Maybe water tank and valve or resistor and capacitor, voltage or levels are the input signals, and voltage levels can be output signals. If you consider a voltmeter, moving coil voltmeter, in that case input signal is voltage, output signal is position. So some real time existing variable is the input and output signal. Now we sample it, and after sampling, at least this formula everybody has understood. Okay, so what we did, I am repeating because this is the crux. Once this is very clear, rest of the things you can easily derive on your own. So we want to establish a very clear and strong foundation. So we converted differential equation into difference equation. The moment at which we converted into difference equation, a term yn minus 1 was introduced there. So the equation consisted of yx and dy by dt. The equation, differential equation consists of dy by dt, y and x. So y or yt and xt, dyt by dt, yt and xt. When you sample, yt becomes yn only at given intervals, xt becomes xn only at given intervals, and dyt by dt becomes yn minus yn minus 1 upon some that is sampling interval. So a new term yn minus 1 is introduced, and we get a linear equation. Differential equation gets converted into a linear equation, where by introducing one additional term of yn minus 1. So instead of differential term, we get one extra term yn minus 1, and then we are able to represent a yn in terms of xn and yn minus 1. xn and yn minus 1. So that yn minus 1 is represented ultimately by xn minus 1 and yn minus 2, and it goes on. So that single two-term equation is converted into an infinite equation by avoiding recursion. So output does not include an output term. Output only includes the input samples. So this is this equation. I hope that if this is not understood, then it is for you to have a rigorous discussion amongst yourselves, so that this must be understood. That current output sample, I am not talking about yt, that is somewhat difficult, and we are attempting to focus on that. So current in discrete time systems, where we are only talking about the sampled values. One more thing which I wanted to tell, that just like the Isaac Newton found out gravitational force, the apple did not fall because Isaac Newton was thinking about gravitational force. Isaac Newton simply found that and interpreted. So the tank and wall and the water level does not rise because we write differential equation. Whatever is happening there, we are either trying to analyze that totally in the form of continuous equation, or if we find that difficult, we are taking readings. Photo is now, but even this discrete time system existed when mobiles and digital cameras were not there. Maybe 50 years back. That time you take readings after every 5 seconds. So those, we put the equation of those readings in terms of first equation, yn is equal to, and then we try to extend that to continuous things. How? So here what I have, this is xn, and so if I want to compute yn at this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So n equal to 9. So if I want to compute y9, what I do, y9 is what? I am again repeating, you may say, sir, whether only this much part is there, but this much part needs to be well understood, and I should see that you are understanding it. And even if, see, understanding from within is a different concept, and in a teaching learning process, looking at the faces of the students in the classroom, a teacher should judge the extent of understanding. Even if there is, it is likelihood that, since my theme is that teach till you learn, or teach till student learns, so that I repeat and go on engaging more and more time. If student becomes bored of that, and they don't have any option than to bunk, then what they have to do? They have to pretend that they are understanding, but pretending of understanding is a very difficult art, and that unless you are a professional student of School of Arts, you can't do that. So I will see, she laughed so much enthusiastically, it means that she had tried it before. To pretend, but it could not happen. So y9 is what? y9 is x9 into h0. x9 into h0 plus x8 into h1, or we can go by h0 into x9, h1 into x8, and so forth. This is the discrete term. Now we want to go for yt. How will we go? How will we go for yt? So what we have done is, I think I have downloaded, I will put in on the group today, and so that you can take printouts right now, or you can start study after mid-sem, after the T1, that is the mathematical theory of communication, which is sampling, means continuous to discrete and vice versa. So now what we will do, these are the samples. Now if I want that these samples, means when I sample I lose something, then I think that no, that I should move more close. What I should do? If I want, I sample. When I sample, it means that when there is continuous signal and I sample at these points, means what I am losing? All middle information I am losing. Sampling theorem will learn, but what I have told that what we lose is this much area. I mean, I find that when sample is here, so from here to here, I presume this is the information. This is lost. Then from here to here, I take this is the info, this is lost. So areas of all these is the actual error. And if I sample at, and it is very obvious that if I sample at rapid rate, at faster, the error would be less. So what is the simple most way of sampling fast? Sample at double rate. So if I double sampling speed, now what will happen? There would be in between these two, there will be some point. Right. Also, there will be these points. Now, this is h. So this would be as per this one. It is d. So what will happen if I double the sampling rate, then what I am doing, in that case I want somebody of you should be able to tell me, suppose if I simply double the sampling rate, then whether HKs will remain constant. HKs will remain constant, means HKs earlier and HKs now, what will happen? When these samples are not there, y9 was addition of what? This into this, plus this. So what I made a mistake. What mistake I did? I did not use the features available to me. Now I want answer must come from within you. When violet samples were not available, y9 was, now you don't restrict to 9, because now you will say that before 0 x was not there, but what is not there? Before 0 h is not there, because what h is, what is can anybody, if I want to check what is my tattooing effect, tell me what is HK? Anybody? HK. Stand up and tell me. Actually, what should happen is that if tattooing effect is there, the moment I say that you tell me HK, all of you should start saying it in chorus. What is HK? Exact. No. HK is the means in chorus I utter few words. HK is the proportion with which not exact previous. HK is the proportion with which the input received. HK is the proportion with which input received. What chorus? Not a single person is able to tell. HK is, see, that is the most important. HK is the proportion with which the input occurred K samples ago is contributing in the current output sample. लक्षात लगा? हे एवढं कळलं पाहिजे. Current output sample is the weighted sum of current and previous input. It should be all previous. Some previous is different thing. So, as regards to weight, each previous input will have some weight. Each previous input will have some weight, and it is HK which defines the weight. So, HK means the weight or proportion of the sample which occur, or of the input which occurred K samples ago in deciding the current output sample. So it is K samples ago. So if I say that h of minus 3 is 2, what will it mean? H of minus 3 means the h of minus 3 will tell me the proportion of the input received minus 3 samples ago, means to be received 3 samples ahead. That can't be there. So h of all minus is 0. H minus 1, H minus 2 is 0. But x can be, input can be there. See that again it goes to space, time. It's very complex. ज्याला आपण कालत्रयातीत म्हणतो. Present, past and future. So I put a thermometer in this class. Some kind of weather station is being constructed. I put a thermometer, and then I start reading. I start taking readings. Does it mean that prior to that temperature was not there? So input is there till right from the beginning. So Y9, any output is having because of inputs till now. Therefore, it should not end. Now the question is that Y9 is H0, X8, H0, X9, H1, X8, H2, X7, like that. Now what I am doing, when violet samples were not there. Now when I am adding violet samples, that 9 will become what? 18 or 17? A very minute question, 17. Because 8 are added in between, right? So that's not so important. So that would be what? Addition of now? My question is that the intermediate samples will be getting added with some weight. Then output will become more. Is it correct? Yes. Why? It should not become more. Small change to make it corrected. मराठीत सांगतो. जर मधली म्हणजे जुना सॅम्पल रेट असता तर H0 Y9 किंवा Y9 पेक्षा H0 and this plus H1 and this plus H2 and this plus H3 and this, some addition would have been there. When I double the sampling rate, what is going to happen? When I am doubling sampling rate,
K should decrease in that case.
Hmm?
K should decrease.
When I double the sampling rate and I don't take any corrective action, what will happen? This into this, so right? Only numbers will change, but this into this is there, this into this is there, plus this into this is there, plus this into this. लक्षात आलं का? म्हणजे मी सुरुवात कुठून करतोय 1 मिलीसेकंद सॅम्पलिंग टाइम आहे, तर त्यावेळेचे सॅम्पल्स जी आहेत ती तशीच राहतील. मी टाइम हाफ मिलीसेकंद केला काय होईल? मधली सॅम्पल ऍड होतील त्यात. हाफचा क्वार्टर मिलीसेकंद केला काय होईल? अजून मधली ऍड होतील. मग उत्तर वाढतच जाईल ना. Is it, should it happen? No. What should happen then? When I add double the sampling rate, when these violet terms are added here, what should happen is that overall it should decrease. Overall it should decrease. If I add more, if I sample more, what should happen? It should further decrease. So more. So what should happen? That their addition should remain constant. The addition should remain constant. Or now if I extend this, what would be the ultimate thing? Double the sampling rate, double the sampling rate, double the sampling rate, double the sampling rate continuously. It means that my delta T is tending to 0. My current output sample is current input sample into some constant plus just previous input sample into some other constant plus and so on. So if sampling interval is going to be reduced continuously and as delta T tends to 0, what would be limiting case? That current sample and its previous point which can't be exactly defined by me. So ultimately this and point to point multiplication and their addition. Point to point, so this will multiply by point to point, so that would be some other curve, and addition of this, so that we do by a strip of delta T, that is integration. So this is h of u. So what if I do it at a particular point? What is u? I am u away from the current T. This is u. H of u. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is the? I want to compare output at. This is T. I want to compute YT. So a representative strip of width delta T, or so not delta T, what? Delta U, right? A representative strip of width delta U would be h of u. Its height is h of u. This is what? X of
minus
This
u.
one,
T minus u.
t minus u. Their multiplication, what that? What their multiplication? H of u, x of t minus u. And what is the area of the strip? It is the height. It is the height of these two. What is the width? Delta d. And this to be integrated from where?
0 to
From where?
0 to 2.
Till where? Till this. So this, till this. And from where it should be?
0.
Now, this is because of prejudice, because I wrote the formula. Why? What is the ratio of 0 here? You can go back also. So ideally what should happen?
Minus
Ideally minus infinity. Is it right? Minus infinity? No, u minus infinity not there. U, what is u? U is how much away you are from this. So this is u0, u is increasing, and u is becoming t here. So ideally what should happen? 0 to, not ty, you should go back. Right now it is so condensed and focused that you assume that, means right now, then you say no sir, now you once you say that it is should be deeply studied, and he is worried that because of the time constraint whether the theme which I have taken will be complete or not, and if I am unable to complete the theme, he will feel very much what we can say. Suppose if that you have gone to a theatre and the story is at a very what we can say critical turn and the light goes off, so you become very much what we can say anxious, and you feel very much what we can say right, see, the exact feeling that you see his feeling was so that I am unable to define. So the unrest, he will carry the unrest of not getting the thing completely. So I don't, so I have enough time, so you don't worry. So I think that let us assume that, so as we go, we need not worry much about this because t is going to infinity. So somewhere we assume that things start from that. So the every current output is because of previous inputs adding in a scaled manner, and when it is sample, when I am working on sample domain, it is addition, summation, and when I am working on continuous domain, what is integration? Addition of, what is integration? Addition of these strips. This and this I multiply, so a multiply, there would be some multiply curve, it would be like this. Like this. This would be what? This would be HU x of t minus u, and these are the strips of width del d. Actually d is not to be written, delta is to be written, and delta tending to 0 is d. D has not actually, means to be very precise, dy by dx is f dash x. So f dash x dx you can dy by, very classic, dy by dx is equal to f dash x. Therefore, what we write in common sense, dy is equal to f dash x dx. Is it correct? It is not correct. What is correct? To be very precise, तो I have to just ask the 11 बरोबर खूपच रिग्रसली एक कीच पाठ कोण होतं का कोविडमध्ये संधी मिळाली असेल कदाचित अदरवाइज dy by dx is having a meaning. dy by dx is having a meaning. Separate dy has no existence. Separate dx has no existence. What existence have? Delta y, delta x is having existence. And inside integration, so this is having existence. Integration dx is having existence. So, लक्षात आलं का? Ammonium NH4 does not have any existence as alone. Ammonium does not have any existence. It is having existence only with some other element. NH4Cl, NH4OH. Only NH4 can't exist. The only thing where it can exist is amalgam of ammonium. What is amalgam? With mercury. So there, for some time, it means otherwise what happens? Whenever NH4 is isolated, it becomes 2NH4 becomes 2NH3 plus H2. But with mercury, it exists for some time and it is having some higher size entity, and then it evaporates. NH3 and H2 both evaporate and mercury remains very in small quantity. So like that, dy and dx don't have any existence. dy by dx is having existence. Integration of dx having existence in theory. And practice मध्ये काय? dy by dx multiplying both sides by dx is a nonsense term. Because dy by dx is a single entity. But anyway, so this. So a strip of width delta u. This is the area. This area plus this area plus this area plus this area, and as delta u tends to 0, you say it du, and this is the integration. So what is this integration? Area under this curve. So this is convolution. What is convolution sum? The input is to be taken, transfer function is to be mirror imaged, transfer function and input are to multiply point by point, and area till point t, right from minus infinity, is to be computed, and that area is output. I think I tried my level best. What extent it made an impression within you, I don't know, but I will try to anyway. That with new technology available in teaching learning process, I will try to use it. So today there will be tutorial for the batches which don't have practical. Tomorrow also there will be tutorial for those batches which don't have practical. Now for T1 enough material is available. So and you have become very much expert in online evaluation system. So that is not an issue. But even after mid-sem also, what I will do, we will have a different approach. I will before lecture I will give you one of the recorded lecture, or I will record separately, that you should come means you should have watching of it before coming to lecture. And in the lecture, right now we are discussing overall, but from next time onwards, आजच्या लेक्चरला कुठलं लेक्चर बघून यायचं आणि त्या लेक्चर मधलंच डिस्कशन करायचं. He is very happy. He is happy because why he is happy? Because by my description and the way in which I was describing, he came to know that my lecture is going to conclude now. Thank you.